All right. Game just went final in the last couple of seconds here. Washington dominates. Weird game, but ends up 48 to 14. Can't go too wrong with 48 to 14 overall. Defense played an incredible game this week. Offense took a little while to get going, wasn't thrilled with everything. And special teams, we got some big plays from special teams this week, so hey, I'm happy. If this ends up being our last win this season, then it was a pretty decent win. Got to put the backups out there in the fourth quarter. Got to basically relax the entire second half. Can't go too wrong with it. So, hey, good result, good final score. And yeah, obviously UCLA is not a good team, but still had to do the things, and we did the things. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, so obviously the thing that really stands out in this game is neither quarterback really brought it. Demon did end up having a pretty decent game. He did hit some big plays eventually, but early in this game, couldn't really hit a throw. Missed some wide open big plays. Overthrowing stuff. The interception he threw was really bad. And just he didn't look right. And maybe it's just because he's playing on the road, and for whatever reason, this team, by and large, plays a lot worse. Like, shockingly worse when they are on the road compared to at home. But early in this game, I was definitely looking at this and thinking to myself, man, it's wild on some of these throws. And I think about the quarterback that I watched play in so many earlier games this year that looked so much better than this. And he can't hit wide open receivers on some of these reps. Now, he doesn't have Denzel Boston, and he also doesn't have Vines Bright, so I think we can be a little bit understanding. Also don't have Jonah Coleman, and by the way, I thought Mohammed played really well tonight, so it wasn't a huge loss there, but granted, this team is very beat up. No Boston, no Vines Bright, missing 2 offensive line starters, and we lost a third tonight. No Coleman, so I get it. Life's hard right now, but definitely was a little bit caught off guard by how bad his accuracy was in parts of this game. And other than that, I don't think there's a ton else to say offensively. DeGraff was good, right? DeGraff did his job. Again, Mohammed I thought was great. Harris I thought was getting open a lot, and Demond was just struggling to hit him. So I'm cool with all that. I'm good with all that overall. I would say that the defense was the better of the 2 units, however, by a long shot. The defense was excellent. Pressure on Nico. Okay. Real quick, just so I get it out of the way. Nico was horrible tonight. Atrocious accuracy. Some of the worst QB accuracy I've seen this year. Like, he made Demond look good in comparison with his accuracy. So, yeah, I will admit that. Like, Demond made life a lot easier. I'm sorry. Nico made life a lot easier for us, missing a lot of the throws that he missed. Couldn't really get anything going. UCLA's offense would go entire quarters without really having a good play. And they couldn't really run the ball either. And they also dropped passes. So, not a lot working on that side, but still, defense played well. They tackled well. I really liked how aggressively they attacked things like bubble screens and checkdowns. Got some pressure on Nico. We knocked him out of the game, actually. I will say that Duncan, the backup, came in and looked a little bit better. So look, I'm still enamored with Nico's talent, but clearly he's got a long way to go before he can actually be a quarterback, even in college, much less the pros. So tough to figure that one out. But when they got their backup quarterback in there, they actually put together a touchdown drive, put together some nice throws down the field. It was clearly better. So there you go. As it turns out, I was speculating before this game that, hey, I'll be really confident if they have their backup quarterback in there. Little less if they have Nico in there. Turns out it would have probably gone the other way. And then, of course, you have all the weird elements to this game, right? The faked field goal that was... I don't even know what that is, faking a field goal on 4th and 15 when you're just trying to get on the board. And then, of course, you completely botched the play. Now, we gave it back late in the game with the fumbled punt return that UCLA got a touchdown out of, but overall, I mean, I can't be upset about the way the special teams played. We made our field goals too. And in this game, we actually needed to make field goals because early we could not finish in the end zone. Don't really know what else. Don't really know what else to say about this one. It was a good game. Started a little bit slow, kind of like last week. But I do think that it has a good chance of being our last win of the season. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to appreciate it. I understand UCLA is not good. I understand that UCLA is, very much having a bad year, and they had a little spark of life after they fired their coach. But man, it was still a dominant win. Could have put up 50 if we wanted to. We had the chance to kick the field goal at the end and just didn't do it. So yeah, that's really all I can say, guys. Next week, looking rough. Oregon on a roll. Oregon handling their business, winning their games, beating better teams than us. So can't say I expect great things next week, but we got to play the game and we got to find out ourselves. So shout out UW, 8 wins. Look, I said before the season started, I would take 8 wins. If this team could get to 8 wins, I'd be on board with it. I would be on board with an 8-win season. And we got there. Am I still mad about Wisconsin? Of course. If we had beaten Wisconsin, this game next week would be big. Game next week would be massive. But didn't happen. So now we got to deal with this. Even if we win next week, I don't think we're going to make the playoff, to give you an idea of how bad that loss was. But still got to go play the game. All right. See you guys later. Bow down to Washington is the right way to phrase that one. But yeah, good season. Maybe not a stellar season, but I can live with that. Now, we got one more. Then we got our bowl game. And then I imagine we are probably going to find out about Jedd Fisch pretty quickly. See ya.